Down here in the bottom right side, playing Grell, we've got Cats, looking awesome as always. And in the top left, this is what today's video is going to be all about. We have our brand new faction, the Legion, on display. It is, of course, still in pre-alpha, but we wanted to give you guys a very first sneak peek at the Legion and take a look at what it's about. The Legion is essentially a super zealous religious race faction that is entirely hell-bent on enacting their religious fervor and will upon the universe. So they are essentially based around a couple of specialists. They have a few different choices of these specialist hero type units that they can have, and they can actually get 3 of them in the game, whereas every other team can only get 1. Of course, they also have a gigantic terror tank that they can build up to later in the game, which is a huge weapons platform that is a massive power spike. This all comes at the cost of the fact that, of course, your basic units are going to be very cheap expendable thralls, which we'll talk about in just a little bit, as both players are just expanding for now, going up to a second base, and it looks like the skirmishing in the middle of the map will begin. You can already see here Cats does get some of these, but it actually looks like Fat Man in the top left, playing as the Legion, is going to get quite a few pickoffs, stealing a few of those, and does manage to get a bit of a slight bonus resource. These are the only neutral critters on the maps in the current state of the game, and they do just give you a tiny little resource boost. It's almost like a minigame to play at the very start. Going to go down and maybe move to the bottom left, but you could see that Deep Burrow got used by Cats. So he's deep burrowed home. He's healed himself up using his nourishing pod, his supply depot type structure, kind of like a Moonwell heal, and he'll be moving to the bottom left side of the map. So it's going to be a race to get down there. Krager is the first hero choice, the first specialist choice here for Fat Man, and it's heavily damaged. He's got to be very careful. Oh, he's going to get clipped. He does get clipped there. The little critter spiderlings are going to come out, but it looks like Cats will have them all to himself. There is a temporary speed boost whenever you do get very low on life. And Fat Man's not willing to give it up. He wants to come back and try to punish Cats for this. This is so dangerous. You can see he is regenerating now that he's been out of combat for a few seconds, but if he gets hit by anything, that healing will stop. And the spiderlings are hitting him. Funnily enough, the heal graphic stayed there for a little bit longer, but it had already been cancelled, as you could see, because the health wasn't going up. Expansion is up there as well. And an interesting thing. So we've got a Thrall Laborer. They're actually able to mine, but they mine at an exceptionally slow rate. So most teams can't get flux mining until they build a harvester. You can see here this one coming out, but it's actually able to get a tiny trickle of that flux even before that point. On the other side of things, Cats is starting to take a third. Has he gone for a harvester yet? It doesn't look like he has one out just yet. And that's going to be interesting to see when that comes out.
Unit production complete.
We do now have even one of the harvesters starting to mine the rich flux field as well, which is cool. Top right tower is taken by Cats. Bottom left is taken here by Fat Man. And Fat Man, here we go. Okay, so starting to add some thralls into the field. Notice the basic thrall is just a little soldier with a gun. The armored thrall, the melee guy, is a little bit fiercer in combat, but still overall stats-wise, these are very expendable units. The regular thralls come out 2 at a time, and the other thralls as well do help out. Here we go, a couple of stingers coming forward, going after the hero for a snipe, but Cats, I think he's going to be denied here. Is he though? Oh, he gets it. He dives on top and actually is rewarded for that, for his efforts. He's going to run away. You can see the thralls on their own, not that amazing. And the hero choice for Fat Man does get punished. Let's take a look here. Looks like we are going to be seeing the talent tree start to unlock in a moment for both sides. So we'll keep an eye on that and see exactly what talents they end up choosing. It's not quite used to this overlay here, so going to be interesting to see how that shows. I believe it'll show the same as the players themselves once they pick. Fat Man does have the first choice, but he hasn't been able to get it just yet. Big fight in the middle. It's just thralls here up against a big pack of stingers. A few of those have also been infused. You can see they are double-sized stingers, and that is going to give an immediate boost to Cat's army. But Fat Man holds on. He's got a good thrall count. That one armored thrall up top. And a lot of those other ones. And oh, he actually just used, I think that's the neurotoxin ability, that Cats consumes one of his own stingers, keeps himself alive, but not for long. Very well done. And yeah, toxic ammunition. So basically, the way toxic ammunition works is you toggle that, and all of his normal attacks will make targets take plus 30% damage and move 30% slower for 3 seconds. Doesn't affect structures, 10-second duration on hero. And Piercing Shot doesn't apply the effect. Obviously, Piercing Shot being that big shot that he does in a big straight line. Earlier on, saw that to clear a lot of the critters in the mid. Now, so far, so the Legion, right? You've got Thralls. They're really average soldiers. They're cheap, they're expendable, they're swarmy, they get massed. But you're not really going to win a fight with them on their own. They're very fragile, they die, especially the thralls, only 115 life. To any area or effect damage, they go down very quickly, but they live to serve. Great thing about having a zealous religious faction is these guys are happy to give their lives away. So there's a bunch of different abilities on your specialists, as well as there's an ultimate sort of ability you get when you unlock your talent tree down here, Ritual, where you can unlock a ritual that summons a temporal projection of the Emperor. Hopefully we get to that point in this game. We'll get to talk about it when we get there, but essentially, the more thralls you sacrifice, the more ridiculously overpowered the Emperor is when you call him in. It's a very late game talent that does unlock, and it's not exactly cheap, but it is very powerful if you can pull it off. Stingers coming up the top, managed to catch one of those thrall laborers. Very nice. Harassing the harvesters as well. Now, cool thing about the harvesters of the Legion is they get to drop those disruption mines. As they do, they actually deal a tiny bit of damage. 25 damage technically. I didn't think they dealt any damage because it is so small. You can see here it slows, it disrupts the enemy units and stops them from attacking for a few seconds. So it's just a nice little ability that you get to use once every 120 seconds, every 2 minutes to try and get some value. Big fight in the middle between the thralls and the stingers. Does look like the thralls outnumber, but if they get hit by any AoE, that's going to be a problem. And oh my, look at that, guys. Guardian Obelisk. So that there is part of your top-down power as the Legion. I don't know if there's a way for us to see a player's top-down energy exactly, but essentially you use 15 of it and you can choose to drop an obelisk anywhere on the map where you have vision. It can be a Guardian Obelisk that fights, one that slows the opponent's nearby units, or a healing obelisk. So it's just like a nice little turret drop you can throw into combat. Helps out your units one way or another. And the Guardian one just being the most classic straight up damage variety. Oh, what's he dropping here? Guardian Obelisk again. Another just damage based one. Interesting, but it gets focused down very quickly. It does tank a little bit. Oh, he does a piercing shot. Slows a few of those stingers. But he's way too far forward. And as the badgers come in, using the Merc faction here, the Moran badgers, adding a little bit of power and meat to this army. And the Legion has to run away. He's going to try and drop a healing obelisk back here on the ramp. Nice usage of all of these top-down power abilities. But it's going to be tough to keep back and really chase off those badgers. I think he's chasing too far. He's actually got a second hero, so that's cool, guys. I thought we were going to see the terror tank, the big platform, get rushed out. That's what I've seen mostly with the Legion lately. But what we're actually seeing is he's added Gallivax on top of Krager. Gallivax is a bit more of kind of like a support spellcaster, ranged specialist. He can call down a big fireball. He can also use a sacrificial spear that basically just uses that to slow an enemy unit. It's a lovely ability. I don't think it's a skill shot. I think you can click that right on them to make sure it automatically hits. Only does 75 damage, but a 5-second slow. Very good for catching important units. Or you can actually just sacrifice a friendly thrall and do an AoE heal for 300 hit points over 30 seconds. So you can just sacrifice one of your little baby thralls that costs almost nothing, and a big AoE heal pops out of that over time. Now, I don't know if the heal is centered on the location where you sacrifice the unit, or if it's just sacrificed on Gallivax himself, but something I'll have to check out.
Upgrade complete.
Third base is coming up now. You can see the third was very delayed. This is one of the problems Legion have, is they're very gas heavy. They need that flux really hard. They need all that tech resource. And he's trying to pull back right now, but it does feel like this army is just overwhelming numbers-wise. And you got to get your specialists out of here. You do not want to be losing these. Specialists starting to get very low. The Inquisitress is in here as well, so he's actually gone all three of them. But, oh, she's going to go down. She didn't have any thralls nearby. She can sacrifice thralls to keep herself alive, but I believe she used up all of her charges of that. This fight's very close. The Empire portal there is just a supply depot, essentially, type structure. But notice, there's always healing mechanics on all the supply depots in this game. This one actually boosts the energy of nearby units. So it allows your heroes to use their abilities a lot more frequently and blast those ones off. They're like chaplains or something, I don't know. Don't know what the name should be for specialists there, but definitely going to be interesting to see how this mass basic unit plus triple hero strategy works. On the other hand, we've got badgers there, we've got lashes coming in, and always, Katz is using stingers in the front line. He does not like using harbs at all. He likes the mobility of the stinger. When he gets in trouble, that way he can backstab a lot. And you can see he's infused one of these badges to give it double the hit points, double the energy, and faster cooldowns on its abilities as well. So it's going to be very nice. Oh, Disruption Mine catches a bunch of those stingers trying to chase down the Harvester. It barely escapes. Nice defense here. And whoa, the fireball! The fireball! I don't think it hit anything, but it looked friggin' cool. That was awesome. All right, we've got the badges over there as well. Trying to go for a bit of a run by on the right side. There's also amazing spread on the biomass. Look at this biomass spreading all across this map. That's going to reduce the vision of the Legion units whenever they're in that area. Trying to upgrade this garrison tower, it's called for the Legion. Garrison tower to a fighting defense structure. Takes a while though, and I think these stingers are going to probably kill it before then. Big fight in the middle. Another fireball comes in. It does actually hit a few of these units, knocking a lot of the shields, I guess, off of these top few units. But where is the meat and potatoes behind it? It's just thralls. We've only got one hero right now. The heroes do respawn pretty fast. Oh, a terror tank is here. Okay, we finally see the terror tank. Unfortunately, though, it looks scary. It's not very scary yet. You can see there's 2 little progress bars on it. It's actually upgrading 2 turrets right now. I don't know what those turrets will end up being, but you can get 4 turrets on this to give it a full equipment of those. And you can get flame turrets, Gatling gun turrets, which are general purpose flame turrets for splash damage, short range, and of course a shield generator, which is absolutely incredible. The harvester comes forward. The stingers will come forward as well. The badger there. Oh my god, balls. Okay, so those green balls around the Inquisitress, that's how many charges she has on her thrall sacrifice. They only regenerate when she's out of combat. You can see right now she can sacrifice like 8 nearby thralls. So if she's got thralls nearby, she's basically unkillable. But once those green balls run out, that's when she starts to become a little bit more vulnerable. Terror tank is taking a little bit of damage. The way it works is if you're attacking from the side, you might hit the front turret and hit the base of the tank as well. So we can see the base of the tank, 807 out of 1250 life left, but it's also got a few of those turrets. And interestingly, 2 shield generators. So it's going to be spawning these shields. Each one stops 125 energy, and the shield generators can get up to 4 charges ready to go. I love this cultivator that got upgraded on the high ground. Cats is really making it hard for Fat Man to get beyond this mid ground, but look at that. A healing obelisk goes down. That's going to heal all of his nearby units. These guys are going to shove forward right now. We've got a lot of attacks going in. Terror tank doing what it can. Unit's going to move south. We've got that cultivator there also getting taken out. Losing these turrets is pretty expensive right now for Cats, but oh, he lands some good spells. He has a harb in there. That's kind of weird to have a single harb. Normally you want a lot of them. But Cats has still got those lashes, infused lashes on the right side, doing great damage. Unfortunately, the shields really doing a lot to absorb much of that now. Wait. Is he going 3 shield generators? Is he just using this as an Omega tank? It also spawns shields on the nearby units as well. It doesn't just have to be itself. That's cool. So I always thought of this as a big weapons platform, but it does do damage. This is more just a giant support unit. This is almost like the Obsidian statue from Warcraft 3 times 1,000. It is a very beastly structure. It's shielding the entire army right now. Wow. Can you actually make Thrall armies not super fragile with this? Maybe. So Thralls are normally so bloody weak. They die so easily. But yeah, if they're getting shield spammed on them, they're going to survive a bit longer. The heroes themselves are going to be harder to kill. And it just gives you more time to get those hero abilities to work. The Inquisitress, she's getting low. Oh my god, she's got to be careful. There need to be Thralls nearby. You can see she's using up her charges now. You can see her balls are starting to disappear. She's only got 3 left, I believe. 4 charges left. Each time she's about to die, she autocasts it. She's down to just 2 left, but it looks like Catsy's losing all of his units. And she's doing such a good job. The Inquisitress likes to charge into melee. She also uses her cleave attack that does an AoE in front of her. And even though she does eventually die, I believe there, it was only after so much damage was done to Cats. And 8 charges, still very beastly. Another fireball coming through over those buildings. Dude, Galavax is having a party right now. You'll notice the cooldown is not that long on it, but no energy regen, or very slow energy regen, I should say, until these heroes actually get back to those, what are they called? Empire portals. Empire portals with the ability to just regen that. First terror tank does get focused down. Nicely done. Those lashes have really good damage. You got to be careful about going too far forward. Second one does start upgrading a bunch of shield generators. Is it going to be enough? A lasher does fall. Terror tank's very exposed. The double healing tower here really is doing so much, though. I feel like, remember, these obelisks aren't temporary. They are permanent if you don't clear them up. And I feel like he's done a good job of kind of marching down and just starting to set up this territory with all of that. We've got lashes on the left starting to focus down. The reinforce, the rally of these Thralls is actually going down. Fatman is up in supply at 92 versus 65 for Cats. Cats is on 4 bases, five bases with his top right one. And it is 1, 2, 3, 4 bases for Fat Man. So Fat Man's down a base, but as long as he's getting all this great damage, it doesn't seem to matter. He guns down a few lashes there. He's throwing some Guardian Obelisks deep in Cat's territory, and Cats is trying to build nourishing pods to heal. He's got cultivators. He's trying to upgrade everywhere. His lashes trying to avoid these spells. I really feel that Inquisitress pushing forward, tanking so much lasher damage was such a huge moment. And now he's been able to break through. Cats does not have that much damage. His nourishing pods are healing. His lashes keeping them alive for now. Badger's trying to help out as well, but it does feel like Cats is very low on supply. Coming forward with Stingers right now, lashes as well. Does take out one of the armored thralls. A few more of those bad boys starting to walk in right now. They do have 300 hit points, and oh, he's actually gone shield explosion. I just realized Fat Man actually got the Moran talent. I haven't really looked at the talents too much, and yes, that new overlay looks perfect. So he's actually done the whole thing. He did spawn Monolith, unlock Monolith last 90 seconds. We haven't seen that used yet. Oh, as I say it, that there is a Monolith. So every time a Thrall dies nearby, it does damage to an enemy unit, a whole bunch of it, which is awesome. And as you can see, it strikes a random enemy target there every time one of your Thralls dies, but it also has its own regular attack. As you can see, 133 DPS, 400 damage. It only attacks once every 3 seconds, but that is a very powerful attack. You can see it has a timed life with that white bar ticking down, but it is just a hugely powerful kind of just giant top-down call-in. And of course, it's pretty much over at this point, guys. A very nice display here of our new faction. The Legion looking fantastic. You can also see the explosive upgrade there on the end of that piercing shot. Does a little mini nuke there as well at the end of it. It's got like a miniature nuke animation. I haven't seen that before, which is really cool. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed here, this little showcase, Cats does have to tap out. And I'm just gonna, hover over a few of the abilities at the end of this, so you guys can read a few of the upgrades. Because I didn't really get a chance to go through all the upgrades of these. You can see there's a lot of upgrades. That you can even see the flux cost, like 250 flux for some of these, 300 flux for that. Efficient finder, minus 30% energy cost. Lots of cool upgrades across your specialists, which are very expensive to get, but they do make a massive difference. And that is really one of the big parts of the flavor of the Legion. It's these 3 super special, chaplain type specialists in the middle of the religious army of just crazed zealots, and the occasional gigantic terror tank platform mixed in as well. Hope you guys enjoyed this first look. Obviously, I haven't really cast much of this faction because it's not as far along in development as, say, Grell and Protectorate, which you guys have already seen playing against each other. And it's kind of a first thing for me as well, so I'm sure I haven't explained everything perfectly. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments. Myself and hopefully some of the proper devs of the game will hop in. I playtest the game a little bit and give some advice. I really am not like, super knowledgeable on how all the different abilities work exactly. So me and some of the devs will try to answer your questions in chat. Let us know if you guys like this. And if you're curious to hear more about ZeroSpace, don't forget to type down in the comments below, and also give a click on the Kickstarter as that's still going. See if you guys can help support it and push forward the future of RTS. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Goodbye and good night.